Hello, everyone. Welcome once more. I'm your friend, and coming out of the sit by the fire as we get ready to back the curtain. For those of you joining us, return, welcome back. For those of you coming for the first time, stumbling, be prepared, valiant, and probably some hilarious fumbles. Who knows? The dice. Uh, Last time, left our newly formed adventuring party as they headed to Eagle, trailing after Blood Moon, headed to Sirena's family home in search of answer keystone that sealed away a dark. Arriving, they did not manage to pass Blood Moon, though when telling Sirena's mother about it, she postulated that Blood Moon, as a criminal, is probably avoiding the major cities, uh, you know, to not be arrested. He also did some memory Willy Wonka on some servants when it that the blessing of Tyseria was present. Gotta keep that in for tight. Party had interactions. Unfortunately, I'm not quite good at this yet, so not as much interaction. We were kind of heavy on one particular player, and I apologize to the others for sitting around. I'll do better. It only gets better, I hope. Yeah. So, a couple players will be late today, work, and not feeling well. So, for now, we pull back the curtain, zoom in to Valzilorne, Eagle Drop Manor. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 Nervous laughter.
Thanks. So we did a bit of an off-screen to prevent more unbalancing with the screen.
Yeah.
So Sirena, as we left off last, had gone to her mother's tower to speak. We did that sort of off-screen. I didn't want the others to be sitting around for how long. So we come back as Sirena leaves the tower and seeking out.
Oh, you cut out there.
Microphone. What are you doing?
Speaking.
Seeking out her new.
Okay. So what time is this at this point? It's the morning, right?
It is still relatively early. Floor has yet to give you a wake-up call, Crash, as we actually. Yes.
I think Serena would head to wake up Crash before Flora does that anyway.
Okay. I really gotta. Okay, so you head over to the guest wing and head specifically to Crash's room first. As you're there, you see Crash is actually, or excuse me, Floor is at the door, and she's got a bit of it's basically like a sack in one hand and what looks and a jar in the other.
Flora.
Turns and she sort of like puts her hands behind her back. Good morning.
Yes, I will be relieving you of your duty of waking up Crash. We'll be leaving soon, and although this is the point that I gave you this opportunity, I would prefer if you don't this time.
She looks almost a little like crestfallen. Stood mistress. And she turns. She goes by you back toward the main building and where the service.
Was it fun?
He stops and ponders for a moment. That woman is utterly frustrating, mistress. And I feel it could have been fun if I had managed.
That tends to be the case with most things that aren't accomplished. Oh, yeah, okay. And I'll wake up Crash by whatever means necessary.
Okay. So, you want to like specify how you might will do it? Okay.
No, we can skip over that.
Okay. Perhaps you are awoken by some sort of news by Sirena. Funnily enough, it appears it was not Flora this morning.
Ugh. Ugh. Mm. Oh, hey. What? Serena? Hey. Hey. Uh.
Hello.
What's Fleur? She okay?
Well, being at the house, she has other duties to perform, such as my younger sister is a little bit. She's in the sort of age where they don't wake up if they don't want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she does a lot. Like, damn. I hope
She's
she
very
gets time to sleep as
hardworking.
well. Like,
Mm,
she's still up when we're like yet to go to like rest and stuff, and then she's up before us. Like, how does she? She was acting a bit weird yesterday. Like,
mm.
I was. Sorry. She kind of sits up a bit. Um, it was just when I got to the room, and this bed is as comfy as I thought it would be. Somehow it's more comfy than the last bed at your place back at where we just were. Um, yeah, and I just said how nice the room was, and she said, of course, like the best for the guests. And I said, it was something. It was basically like, well, I hope your rooms are just as nice because you do so much for this family. And I don't know. I think I annoyed her by saying that. She went quiet, and I hope I didn't like upset her or anything.
Well, you shan't need to worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you're also nice. I'm sure. You for like just to take care of well as some strangers you meet in the tavern.
DM, Serena smiles, and I would like to roll a deception check.
Okay.
Because she's totally lying by saying Oh, it's probably fine.
First roll of the night.
16.
Um,
Okie dokie.
yeah, Crash totally be fine. Thor is well treated.
Oh, okay, good.
It's.
I know it was bugging me all night.
Hopefully you didn't lose sleep over it.
I don't remember getting into the bed actually. I just must have blacked out. I need to get out of the bed. I need to get out of the bed before I fall asleep.
I'll sort of
Oh,
reach out and lift her up with one arm, lift by an arm.
right. Yeah, she kind of like gets up, but she'll like keep the other arm to keep like the clothes on. It's like
The sheet,
they
yes.
keep the sheet on, and she's like, thanks. I'm probably gonna have to, get dressed. I'm
Indeed.
currently not.
That's fine. Seren will sort of leave.
Okay. Thanks for the wake up, though.
She'll sort of silently wave back, like not turning around.
You head out. Crash.
Alright. She'll call back into the room from outside. My mother has informed me that we should leave post haste, as living here is a little bit too easy for someone who's an adventurer, according to stories about the blessing of Tyseria.
I mean, yeah, that sounds about right. Eh, Yeah. Mm.
So I was thinking I would show you all around town. Maybe we can find someplace else. Or we could just leave. It could be dreadful living on the fields. Oh well, it's fine.
Well, I mean, I feel kind of stupid after, your mom pointed out the fact that, Blood Moon could just get on a ship anywhere, not at a port. I really should have thought of
Yes,
that. Mm.
I should have as well, but I'm not well versed in these things. Although this city does have a port, I haven't really looked into it.
Yeah. Anyway, you're probably have to like say this to everyone else. So you go get everyone. Or
Okay.
well, I'll get dressed, and then if you haven't woken everyone up by then, I'll start knocking.
Mm. I'll go around to people and tell them that we should leave.
All right. You go around and excuse me. So you go around and start knocking on doors. Sombra comes out. They had just woken up. They're fixing their mask, their face, and getting ready, getting their jacket straight, and like they're just finishing tying the bandages. Um, they give a quiet nod to indicate that they'll follow, but they're a little quiet this morning. Arlo, you don't get an answer when you and they're not there, but based off of previous interactions, probably gone to hunt. breakfast. They're a growing boy with a big appetite. Lee, you get a knock on your door. You awaken by Serena. If there's any role play with that you want to do, just crash that is seating area.
I'd say go to the seating area.
Yeah, we can move on.
So you guys find yourselves in the seating area once again, where you guys had the talk last night. Rena's mother, I keep forgetting her name. I have it. It's like Mariette, I think it was.
Yep.
Woo. My brain. So yes, Mariette. Where you all talked to her last night. Are sitting down.
Well, if we're going into town, I think we should check out the temple, even though we know that the priest might not know about any keystones. But I think we should kind of take a look around anyway.
I will. This may be a discussion for somewhere else, but I did receive some information from my mother about the seals.
Oh,
She communicated with her brother using some magic I'm not capable of doing. It's quite remarkable through mountains, across valleys in an instant. But perhaps we should, in town, find an alley to speak in, someplace quiet.
is it not safe enough here in your own home?
There are prying eyes everywhere.
I figure there's more outside, but your choice.
Well, of course, there's also prying ears, and she'll sort of look around for if her siblings are around.
Make a perception check.
All right. A natural 20, -2.
Still in there. Look around, and the seating area being a nice area that does look out sort of into the yard, and just over the windowsill from you're a bit of a taller person. Sitting down, you have a good vantage. You see the top of a head of hair that you recognize as belonging to Mister. He's a bit of a studious camp and is probably interested.
I'll sort of gesture in that direction, pointing her out.
High on her stealth.
Usually it would be high enough. In any case, yes. It is imperative that we keep secrets about this, as others might be drawn interest with very complicated. It's been a long night reading.
Did you get enough sleep, at least?
Well, yes, I did.
Sleep is always important.
Sleep. We dream.
Well, it sounds good that we have a bit more to may have a bit more of a direction.
Mm.
Wandering from temple to temple sounds like a fun way to spend your time, but it may be a bit more pressing than we have the time to do such a thing.
I mean, we're right here, though. We're not real wandering. Already in town. We could just stop by.
Oh no, I meant after the one in this town.
Oh. Uh,
Well, do we have Arlo here?
I'll say for now, yeah, Arlo's come back. They've got like a big platter of food and that they're just eating themselves while behind uh, a cart. The rest of you
Mm.
and Floor, as she sets it down, is like, "So, Mr.
Good luck with that.
Thank you." He heads out.
Mm.
I am so tempted to put a skunk cloud right where she is.
Yeah. So yeah.
Please do not.
Now,
I
why would you go and do that?
mean, I think because of the window, you just think of the.
You work so hard.
5-foot cube.
Ah, right. Prestige, that thing, or no, Druidcraft.
No, Stink Cloud is a 5-foot cube as a spell.
No,
Yeah.
weird.
Well, okay. Let's go. And I'll sort of just awkwardly walk out of the room. Heading outside.
Erin will make like a breakfast sandwich and take it with her.
You take some of the bread, slap bacon and eggs and whatever else. We're going the meat as you a nice to go breakfast.
I assume we're not coming back. Or are we?
That is the plan. It is. I explained this in more detail to Crash, but it seems that living in a mansion is not very conducive to being called an adventurer in some eyes.
And it certainly don't get us catching no damn blood moon.
Indeed, Crash.
Gotta have some place to stay the night. Mansion's just one of the options. But, I mean... Alright, so we seeing the town and then heading out? Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Alright.
I need to leave my chest here or take it with us.
Oh, God, that's so inconvenient. Okay.
I could have Phoenix hold it.
Possibly. Is it not too heavy?
I can carry it, it's fine.
All right. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Serena will continue leading everyone out.
Collecting your belongings.
And every available meat in this
Of course.
to go breakfast.
Yes, all
And
of
like
collecting your belongings, eating a to-go breakfast, head out. Arlo chattering happily about nothing in particular. Sombra being quiet as you head out. Proper. I will all move to the map. This is Eagle Coast. Over there by the docks, you see an area labeled Drop Manor. Yes, that spot right there. Unfortunately, with how this is presented for naming stuff, it doesn't size. Putting Blue Drop Manor in made it too read. So there's that. This is Eagle. It is free for your exploration as you head out. With how this area would exit, you'd actually end up docks quarter after immediately exiting.
Okay, I see how this is set up now. Took my brain just a second to get oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I for those of you in chat, I used a wonderful program to generate this map. Wasabu, I believe. Wasabow, a nice little free program that I was able to generate by selecting basically what I wanted in the map and then hitting let's go. Very nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Where would we find a temple around here?
So a
There are probably several, but
yes.
yeah.
So people tend to worship in their own home. You know that being close, there is a temple to Ephes. Actually, you're looking for a temple.
Okie dokie.
You'd have to roll a native to this.
Okay, that's one of the only intelligence checks I'm not proficient in, but 17.
You know that there is a temple at this in the docks, being a goddess of this. But for the most part, there's like big temple that caters to all of the gods. There's like god. Those are found in dedicated areas, like how Idthar had a temple in Thilvander. That is usually all of the gods are, and you find that in the crafted. The figure out which would be lucky. I would say this big courtyard here is basically so the church owns several of the area here. Walk from our home. Up.
Well, first of all, Sarah will sort of find someplace quiet here if that's possible.
Yeah, you're like right in front of the Rock Manor. You have that open space before.
All right. Looking around to make sure there's no one watching. I'll start to explain. Let's say I need to open up my notes. There are 9 total seals, apparently, one for each of the deities, and let's see. Come on, Google Docs, load pages. There we go. There are several that are not even on this plane of existence. Some of them obvious, such as Ethis is housed in the plane of water, I assume. But others are on this plane, and conveniently, there is one in the region, in the 2 regions south of us. The region of Silver Point and of Maplegrave, where I don't know much about those areas, but we could probably find some information by going there. And then there is also Steelfell, which is further away on an island, which seems out of the way enough that we shouldn't go there first in any sort of way. Anyway, it is unlikely that it will be in a city such as those, because Filvander was just a small farming community. But anyway, yes, that is the information I received.
I'm glad you got notes.
It's my brain is able to hold information for quite some time, very clearly.
Would Niran,
Well, so long as you know where we're going, then I guess I'll follow you.
would Miriam remember any kind of temple-like structure in the Silver Point area where she used to live in the Blackbriar Woods?
Go ahead. Either religion would each would.
And if we can stop by the temple here, I would appreciate it. I might not be the most religious sorts, but when you're out on sea a lot, then, well, you know the atheist is watching over you.
Indeed. Speaking of that, Crash, she'll sort of take out the book that she got from her mother. Again, this is probably not very detailed in the ways that you want, but this does have information on giants in it. If you would like to read this.
Well, now I go and think I feel bad if I don't take it from you since you went and found it for me, but I still wish to teach more to the way of the teachings of Keltbeard. But,
maybe you can read this afterwards then. Just
maybe I'll do that.
try not to get it wet. My mother does enchant most things in the house with water protection, that being her specialty, but this is not.
Well, unless we can get some shark skin to wrap it in, I think you best hold on to it.
Fine.
I want to give it a read. I'm sorry, I actually complete change there. If I'm wanting to read them pages, I'll let you know.
Quite.
Serena holding on.
Yeah, I'll hold on to it. Yeah.
Tuck that back away. Niran, that religion check, you know that Silver Point area for its work. The goddess of, which is ironic considering that the Blackbriar died within that domain, which are known for its devoid, being devoid of sunlight, with how thick the large sections. Don't know if there's a church forest. Probably not, given association of sunlight and the absence of forest. Not quite sure where Ella Church. We're never really.
You're cutting in and out every now and again, but I think I got the gist of it.
Sorry, it's been a day. Right? But yeah, so you, Ella, with the goddess of the Blackbriar Woods tends to, it can not have a whole lot of suns. There is no church in woods, and that's primarily where you guided. So not sure exactly where, but hey, it's a giant ass church. Probably some area might know.
People
Sure.
point
Go ahead.
the people of Sub Point worship Yella. There's a big church, though I do not know where exactly.
Well, that'll be common for pretty much everyone. There's hardly anyone who knows about these seals, let alone the location of them. And to preface, we also don't necessarily need to find the seals. We can search for whoever is searching them.
I don't know. We'll do what we can when we get around to those areas.
Indeed. Anyway, to the temple.
Sharing this information. That's not. Turn, head, rest. With the main temple gods. Meant to come up with a name for the two different pantheons. Haven't managed to do that yet.
This time.
In time.
Yeah.
So you make your way up this area, being sort of between the docks and the craft district. A lot of the places you pass by are like warehouses and like private workshops. So basically where goods would be stored coming in from the docks. People might privately construction into the. So this church is actually, as you the outside, made up of easily several buildings, like raised, and the church sort of came in and took over the space. You have the one main building center, which is longer than it is tall, and large stained glass windows divided into 9 sections, each depicting symbol of the. Yeah, some other buildings, while painted and done in a similar color, are distinctly separate, as held by the bearing. It should look ramshackle, but somehow it looks communicative. Basically, like, yeah, we're all different, but we come together to one thing. The vibe it gets.
Have we seen like other temples that are like this, like the whole pantheon and not just like a single god?
I will say this is easy, especially for world in this. So you, Lee, and you, Arlo, Umbra, Crash, and Mira, you guys have been more out and about and don't get into propers too much. But yes, you know that the standard, because it is a large pantheon, unless there is a specific or to worship one god a little further, for instance,
Oh, you cut out.
ah, damn it, I'm
If
literally
there was
using
a
my.
specific reason to.
All right. I think I need to mess with my microphone settings, make sure it's capturing properly.
It could
But
be like you could just need to turn down the trigger volume. That could
Yeah,
work.
for Discord. Because I don't know if it's cutting out on the
Ah.
stream. It might just be Discord cutting you off.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move that. Okay. So
It'll be a bit more background noise, but it'll be better than you cutting out.
so Lee, Arlo, and Sombra would know as well that unless there's a specific reason for to worship one deity over the other, like a bit more heavily, like in Commander, where as the largest farming deity, they worshipped Idthar because of his connection to harvest season. Because it's a large pantheon and all gods are considered sort of that often given one giant building. There is a specific temple to Ethis here with Eagle Coast, but that's town. Port Winifred and some crash.
Okay. So the vibe it kind of gives off is how it's like it's one of those like small indoor markets where everyone has their own store, but they're all there as like one community.
Actually. So
Yeah.
like the different buildings, it looks like it has sort of been separated to the 9 different gods. Central. You go here and then you can head off to any of the either through courtyard itself looks to be a big open space which might be used charity work, soup kitchen, shelter, whatever might.
Alrighty.
We should head on in. I assume they take people any time of day.
So I got a bit distracted by the. It's like that, someone started the church and then everyone just showed up with their own god, and they all kind of seem to have worked out. I'm not used to like temples being about more than one god, but
Oh.
it's nice. I have to say, everyone's got a place here.
Yeah. It's pretty common. Most cities have a temple such as this.
don't exactly spend much time on land, let alone in the big city, but I'll be sure to be ready to see them in the next place we go.
You have temples underwater too, don't you?
Of course, but that'd be the big old temple to Ethis, that cool one.
Right.
They are like separate chapels for some of the other deities, but down in the depths, Ethis watches overall, and she's guided me to finding some of those lost at sea many a time. I need to give my thanks. And Crash is just gonna head on in looking for the symbol of Ethis.
You enter the big double door. They're not terribly huge, given that again this is almost like long style building. And to make room for stained glass, the door they're pretty wide. The doors are unlocked, and entering in, look around, and you can see that the are above certain hallways, depicting like almost like in you ever go to a hotel and it's like, oh, room 300 that way and 11 that way. The right are 4 symbols, and to the left are 5. 8. Oh, you go this way and you'll find these gods. Go find these 5. Symbol to Ethis, which is a swirling sea cresting over, which you be a coral in the rightmost hallway. Go that way to find the. And
All right. Well, this looks like the place. If of course I don't know. I had never asked about whether or not you have your own deities to maybe have a quick chat with, but I'll be in here for a time.
That's
Okay.
fine.
a human woman in a white sleeve steps forward. Welcome to the Holy Hall. There's right.
I'm doing just fine, thank you. I found Ethis is part of this temple, and I'll be good just giving my thanks to her for a while. But my friends here, I don't know if you can help them.
My best.
Would you mind giving a tour of sorts?
Certain.
Grass has just disappeared into the Ethis temple. He's gone.
Yeah, you head down the hall. It looks like basically parts of the walls have been knocked out between. And to make something of a function. So you head off to the Ethis temple, right? The sister watches you go and says, "Why don't we follow your friend and I show you the way? Please follow me."
Sounds good. While we follow her, could I just cast a quick and quiet, like, detect magic?
Sure. What are the?
It's just verbal and somatic.
Okay. Just for fun, roll me a stealth check to try and sort of whisper the words behind her back so she.
I just roll bad. This is just me.
Hold on, she's got a roll.
Okay.
She You mutter the words and make the gestures for detect magic, bringing your hands up to for your brow to grant yourself that mystic sight. And you see that she's sort of stopped and stood still while you said that. She didn't turn around, but you get the sense that she is waiting for you to do whatever you're doing.
Okay.
She did notice.
Yeah, well, I figured.
Doesn't have the small PP.
Yeah. So, you're all ready. The first temple in this area is to up my world notes so I can get all of it right. This area. This one here is the goddess Kiela, watches over the sun and all of life. And she is, and you see a large room mixed of greens and.
Hello?
God damn it! Am I cutting out again?
All I
Yeah,
heard was
heard the
the goddess Kiela.
Ah! Pay no attention. Where's my
Well,
mouse?
heard everything leading up to that, and then it cut off right after.
Now my mouse is being a jerk. Yeah. Okay. Let me edit this thing again. Discord, cooperate with me, or I will end. That will work. Okay. So this first room is to the goddess Kiela. Washes over us from the sky, providing light and life to this plane. The room itself is done in greens and golds. Symbol of Kiela, which is a fern leaf in the body of a sun, stands up against the wall, which would be the exterior wall. It is not done in stained glass, but rather impossibly the entire roof is done in glass, which the entire roof of this building is a skylight. Shine down upon the building. There are pews and a central altar. Here, people can come to pray, bask within the light of Kiela. As we use above game, I'm not sure if you just want like a basic description of the pantheon as you make your way. Want to interact with this, feel free to cut me off at any point. Okay, but until then, we're just gonna roll off the gods.
I mean, I'm just. Sorry, I blinked for a sec. I'm just wondering, like, what magic I'm detecting throughout all of this.
You want a look at what kind of magic? So
Yeah, and if I get a hint of anything out of place.
okay, yeah. Get a hint of transmutation on the stained glass up above. It is a bit far, so it's only a faint bit, but it kind of radiates given how big the pane glass is. And you get the sense that it's easy enough that this glass is made and reinforced with magic to stand what would normally break such fragile material. But other than that, you don't sense magic in this space itself.
Okay.
Right. Just meowed at me aggressively. Next to be in. Next, we have Tyseria. Rules over healing. Well, adventure as she leads you through the next hall. You see the familiar symbol of Tyseria. Now, this is linked closely to yellow through life. And this room is done in calming blue. There are pews, but the area is actually taken up more by cots. And you see people in white robes as they go around, and it looks almost like a mix between a church and like a medical bay. You do catch glimpses of necromantic magic as your spells are, which is the weird thing. I have to double check that.
Some of them are. I don't
I
think
think
all of them.
Cure Wounds is evocation, but in older editions they would have been necromancy.
Yeah, which was weird. Just double check the School of Magic on Cure Wounds.
Evocation. I've
Yep.
got it prepared.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah.
So you detect evocation, not necromancy. My bad. Stupid DM doesn't know the rules.
No, it's fine.
That
worry.
used to be true though, so it's
It
like
used to be true, yeah.
I did cut my
wrong.
teeth on 3.5.
Oh no. Hey.
I'm back.
Uh,
Sorry, my apologies. I went to switch tabs and I accidentally clicked the X button, which actually,
That's
Oh.
fine.
now that I'm thinking,
Oh
now I've
no, that's fine.
got Discord open. Let me. This will work. No, that doesn't. Maki, what are you doing? Okay. See.
Lord, what is going on? So much static.
My apologies. I realized what I did wrong. I didn't connect Maki to the voice chat before telling it to play something.
oh, usually if you tell it to play, it just joins anyway. That's weird.
Anyways, do you guys hear the stuff?
Yeah,
Wait, hold on,
kind
let me
of. If I
turn
turn
Maki
it
up.
up, yeah.
Yeah, that would be where the static was coming from. It's quiet.
My apologies. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, now I put it up now. I know it's good.
How about you?
Just need to modulate this volume.
How about you, Twitch? Can you hear it
There we
well
go.
enough? Guess we know one way or the other. But until then, we shall continue. So yes, you get evocation magic from the healers as they go around and see to injuries and wounds and such.
Mirren is slightly torn in the fact that she wants to go in and help Beetle, but she doesn't have a whole lot of magic in her.
All right. Next, we have the goddess Ethis. As they move from this room to another room done in sort of a greeny blue, definitely reminiscent of the color of the ocean. Murals of fish and other ocean life have been painted on the wall. Around like the baseboards, almost like coral. Crash, you entered this space a little before, and it almost reminds you a little of home, with how they've got the the area set up to look very underwater, and it is accurate, not like some surface dwellers like, oh, this is what it looks like underwater. It is relatively accurate.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Crash prays out loud.
Of
So
course.
yeah, if you're like coming in there, she's just in the middle of like her prayer, which is basically like she's just kind of like chatting, just like one side conversation. But yeah, I've actually been writing it out while we've been looking through the other ones.
Yeah, of course, is Ethis.
Right, okay,
Goddess.
so
Go ahead.
okay, yep. um, I'll just read the whole thing out. Why not? Just and then like what point you come in and leave. Like, see. Oh yeah. Well, I say my thanks wherever I am. It has been some time since I was in your hall. I must thank you for the friends you've washed my way, for guiding me through the dangers. Blood Moon slipped right by me. I do not know which of your waters he stains right now, but I will be sure to sink him in time.
This here,
Yes.
Ethis, goddess of the sea, and all things that live beneath it. She is the storm's calm waters. Magic-wise, you actually get a bit of illusion magic in here. Uh,
Really?
yes.
Where is that?
So you catch that a bit on the window that is up on the wall, letting in the sunlight, as well as on the walls itself. Uh, Roll me an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. Bringing my A game today.
Your 8 game.
My 8 game. My
Hey.
7 and 8 game.
Hey, you're getting higher.
Gonna be 9 next.
I
I know, right?
Hey, 9's an important number in this world. The basics
Is
that
it?
you can gather from the investigation is it looks like it's not hard. The sunlight,
Okay.
especially since you just came like 2 rooms ago from the Kiela area, you can tell the light in here definitely has a different hue, and it looks like that basically the window has been enchanted with magic so that when the light hits it, it filters to make it look like it's light coming through the layer of an ocean so that you are underwater to help enhance the effect. And the illusion on the walls is as you look, the fish and such that have been painted on the walls ever so slightly, not enough to like you're in an aquarium. They shift every once in a while and around, further enhancing the underwater vibe.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
So the party came in roughly, I'd say, at the part where you're talking about guiding them through dangers. Guiding me through the dangers.
Yeah, because unlike a lot of the time, when Crash is like in the Hall of Ethis, she actually stops and takes time to think about what she says before saying it.
Yeah,
Whereas most of the time she's just like, bleh.
yeah, it's definitely something you take seriously. So they get there at that point. They sort of walk around and leave. Probably since you're taking your time with it, when you talk about the waters that blood moon stain. So close to the end, but they do leave. If you decide you want to finish and then follow them, you do so. The sister leads you to the next hall, which is done in sort of a darkish gray color, with points of white spread out and scattered across. Very word I'm thinking of. Very nightclub-esque, I guess. Very dark roomish. There is a window up top, similar to what there was in the yellow room, but it appears to be covered at this point in time, so it's just lit currently just by candlelight. And here, in the last of this half, we have the church to Chimera, Sister Yellow, goddess of the dusk and moon, stars and night. She is the loving embrace that keeps us safe as the knocking out. Magic-wise, you keep having to look up spells. What is this spell? Conjuration or evoke? Ask for you. Evocation. You get evocation up on top of the window, which is unnaturally blacked out. From here, we move to Hall of Odar. God of death and rebirth, a proper cycle of life. And while technically an antithesis to Kiela, and as such being the furthest from her temple, he is, and is on friendly relations with her. For after all, without his rebirth, and at the end of life, there's always death. At least, there should be. Entering, you see another black space, where Chimera was gray. This is definitely black. There is light that comes in, though the angle for this particular church, it doesn't get too much. Definitely a somber mood, and people dressed up in very somber attire for the black clothing. The women have mourning veils on, covered over their face. The men are also walking around and tending to different candles, and it looks like several sort of incenses and prayers that would be used to in ritual against the undead. In this space, currently you do not detect any.
Okay.
Now, from here, we cross over into the left half of the halls. This is the Library of Thyrenna. And you enter, and it is a library. Thyrenna is the goddess of knowledge and magic, and more one for gathering and sharing that knowledge. Though her temple is a bit more of a place of learning. There are classes and such that are held here for any to come. Free of charge, of course, for Serena does not charge for her knowledge, unlike Anos. Any who want to can roll a religion check on Anos.
Sure. Let's go 9. Oh, never mind. 6.
Yes. You don't really know, Lee. It's the name. Yeah, you either, Miriam. It's Anos. This makes sense for you, Serena, as someone who practices magic and is, of course, through your family, connected to Serena, which actually, thinking about Serena, is there a connection there? And then it passes by as you focus on the name. Anos is a deity of secrets and lies. And it's unclear, unlike with Tyseria, some view them as a man and some as a woman, so they've gained the term deity because no one can distinctly be like, oh yeah, that's a man, that's a god or a goddess. Anos is so shrouded in history that no one actually knows more than really their name. Any information they gather is kept, and if you want it, a price must be paid.
And you said, sorry, and you said there's no magic in this room?
No, that was the previous room with.
Oh, that was the previous room.
For this area, you do get a mix of transmutation and abjuration. If you want to investigate what these do, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Yeah.
Because these ones are a bit more subtle.
There's a 10. What the hell?
So the transmutation is you're getting from the bookshelves themselves. And I'll say, because she mentioned it earlier, you remember Serena mentioning that her mother would enchant books so that they would prevent damaging. And that's probably what this is.
Okay.
The abjuration magic is super easy. There are basically wards placed to prevent the theft of the books.
Okay. Good to know.
Oslo, Idthar, in 5.
We've done 6. Kiela, Tyseria, Ethis, Chimera, Odar, Serena.
I'm stupid then. So you actually would have entered. Odar would have been sort of like the crossing over then, because there's 4 on the right. Yeah, I guess I miscounted. All right. Next, we have the Hall of Idthar, and she leads you to another room. And this is done up much in a similar style to Ethis. It is done in a mural depiction of a large wheat field on one side and a forest on the other. The forest being heavy with snow, while the wheat field looks to be ripe for the harvesting. Of course, Idthar watches over hunting and the seasons. Any who wish to go into the forest to reaps a bounty, asks for his blessing, and most farmers, of course, worship, wishing for good crops. Once again, you get illusion magic in the space, and no roll necessary. It's something similar to what was in the Ethos room. So, based off of the depictions, you can also guess that because Idthar is a god of seasons, the walls might reflect the current season. So they might change, like the forest might be in the summer, during the summer, spring, and etc.
Okay.
Next, we have the Forge of Fear, and she pushes open these heavy doors, and you hear a loud ringing noise as you almost walk into what's half temple, half smithy, as some dwarves and gnomes are working on a material. And there are worshippers in this space, but they don't seem to mind the noise of the hammering of steel. Now, Feor is god of smithing and of war, because often the implements are crafted the smelting and mixing of metals. But he handles finer crafts, such as jewelry and such. You sense heavy transmutation in this room, as well as some evocation, probably to keep the forges lit. And last and certainly not least, we have the Hall of Hostler. And you've circled back around to this point, so this would be another temple that's sort of at the front of the church. And as you open it, it almost looks kind of like a courtroom, where you have the altar, and behind it is a large sort of desk with chair where a judge might sit. It is, of course, open for disputes and judgment as Hostler watches over law and order. Justice. And you look up at his mark is a pair of scales. On one is a quill, and on the other is a hammer. The law must be balanced by retribution, justice for the wicked. So, you detect. Shoot, what is that spell? I need to. So in this room, encompassing the entire space, you detect enchantment, as well as divination. Roll me an Arcana check.
Will do.
Hopefully switching it up will help your rolls.
Natural 1, baby.
Yeah, you have no idea. You're a little like at this point in the tour, you're a little like, and you only get a glimpse of it, because I think detect magic only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm checking
Temples,
out.
man. They just
I'm
stump
just-
you.
Yeah.
I'm just like not even like paying attention.
Yeah, definitely.
Just like
It's like, okay, there's a reason that I'm not a fan of religion. Whatever.
yeah.
Whatever, man.
This is why me and Miles do pre-rolls, get all the bad stuff out of the way first.
It's fine. Some people don't like it.
Sometimes you roll natural 20s in the pre-rolls, though.
Yeah. It happens. Some people are afraid of losing the luck. Some are like, get rid of the bad luck. Either way. Anyways.
Some of us are rational.
It's more like, Which way will the dice favor me today?
The dice never favor me.
All right.
Anyone who plays with me knows this by now.
Yeah.
Hey, it
yeah, Anu
happens.
knows.
It happens. I've had some pretty bad rolls some days, and I've had some pretty good ones. Nat 20ing on athletics to carry someone up a rope one-handed, or rolling a nat 1 on athletics to run headfirst into a wall that I was trying to jump over. The dice giveth,
I
and the
think
dice
both of
taketh.
those happened in my game, didn't they?
They did. I was referencing your game, yes. The nat 20 was in the Dwarven Ruin with Rivet, and the nat 1 was the warehouse. Like, you have keys to that gate,
yeah.
right? I crashed into the wall and jingle, jingle, jingle. Fun times. All right.
Yeah.
So that is a tour.
You said that this one's near the front. All right.
Yeah,
okay.
this is so you have the,
So, yeah,
the main
Crash,
building that's front middle, and then to the left would be Hoslo, and to the right would be Kiela, before it starts wrapping around towards the back.
Crash finished up and just started like wandering towards like the front door and is like looking left and right like a kid looking down the aisles, you know, and then just eventually just got near the front door and eventually sees them coming out of the last place with the from the tour. Just
I'm a little like wondering. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. Niran will turn to his sister and ask aloud, "Is there any way I can get a healer's kit from the temple?"
you're very quiet.
She
I have no idea what you said.
I think I
Yeah.
caught most of that, but you're gonna have to speak up, Tex.
Is there a way I can get a healer's kit from the temple of Tyseria for cheap? And she says that aloud.
Okay. So you speak aloud. A healer's kit. I think it's
3
cheap.
gold. 3 gold. I got 1 gold and 7 silver. I'm hoping for half price because of a temple, you know?
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah. It's 5 gold. Kit.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's 3 pounds.
They could probably cover it.
Yes. Of course. Tyseria is a goddess of healing. Be remiss to not gift. We do ask for a donation. Part to the you. I would say because so roll me a persuasion check, Aaron.
I was also wondering, in terms of paying a tithe, would that be to the temples individually, or is there like a communal plate for everyone here?
There is, of course, a way to give communal tithe, and she gestures at a sort of statue that is not of a individual, but sort of a mixing of colors and symbols of the 9 different deities with a bowl underneath it. That, of course, will go to the church as a whole. But as we do not demand worship of any one deity from anyone, we do not, of course, demand that of all. So, if you wish to donate to a specific deity, theirs would be found within their personal.
I hear ya, but Atheist knows that I'm doing my best to try and cleanse our waters of some nasty business. And you all seem to be having a nice time just bringing all of these faithful folk to one place. So, all I got are these ones, but also, of course, slipped the accent a bit there. I only have these particularly shiny ones, but you go ahead and have a few there. And she's gonna put 3 gold just into the communal plate. It's the only coin she has.
Really? I thought you won a bunch at the tug of war.
Well, I have
And
14 in total, but I
Yeah.
only have gold. I don't have any smaller change.
Oh, of course. Well, you can get easily broken to silver and such.
Crash is not aware of this. Like, she's handed things over and had things handed back to her, but she's not quite connected the dots. Like,
it
like,
may
oh,
be a
okay.
little bit impolite to donate and then ask for change.
Of course. Yeah.
As well.
That too.
All of the
And in
Varus.
doing so, does this give advantage to the persuasion roll?
I would say yes. So go ahead and roll again, Viren. $11. The Varusai look humbly and gratefully. The Varusai being the pantheon name for the deities of good and light. Well, I just made up names just now.
There you go. It's my first time in one of these sort of churches when all the gods are together. It's, I thought it only fit in to try and commemorate the, I wouldn't say occasion, that word's too big. The moment, is moment to be named.
No, moment.
This time, like,
That's fine. Of course. And for the healer's kit. Well, we can knock a bit off as donation. As someone wishing to help. 3 gold. Suffice.
I'll hand over 3 gold, I suppose. Yeah.
I mean, I can do a gold of it, but that's it.
Yeah. I'll pay all of it.
Okay.
I'm
The
the money bags.
sister
You
takes
hear
the
Mira,
money.
so in your hand. Thank you.
I can. I'll message back. You can probably, if you would like, I can provide an allowance if that is something.
You guys can earn some money. The sister takes the money and says, Tyseria, most blessed by your generosity. One moment. And she turns and walks down the hallway to the right, heading toward this area to retrieve the kit. It does not take her long. A simple, it almost looks like a first aid kit. It's compact and she hands it over.
I thank you.
Of course. And the priests, of course, wish to extend their wishes that sees good use, so they hope it may never need.
would you need me to carry that for you, Miriam?
No, I got it, and I'll put it in my backpack. Luckily, this don't put me overweight with just 3 pounds. Yeah, I still got like 25 pounds.
Okay.
All right. So, having seen the temple and acquired a healer's kit, is there anything else you want to do here? Do you want to out proper look for in check out shopping districts? Maybe do whatever. You did find out I might not have a whole lot of money. Maybe you can find some work.
Um, no, if we're not quite sure what to do right now, damn it, my accent keeps slipping. It's a new accent for me.
It's okay.
It's
I don't
perfectly
know
fine.
if we can tell.
Oh,
Perfectly fine.
I'm playing like voice lines from Gabriel Knight in my head to get the accent, the Haitian accent, because that was in New Orleans. Like,
Yeah, it's
When you
usually
speak, I think New Orleans.
close enough for it, dude.
if we're hard pressed for what we may be doing now, I wouldn't mind going at least gaze upon the waters for a time. Maybe someone's seen anything.
Well, I would like to procure some more funds. Apparently, living in a city means money.
Well, I'm sure we can find some people to help out. That usually helps with the lacking in the coin department. I've not had much need to give it much thought, really. Most of my needs are
Indeed.
taken care of for what I do. Someone's speeding by.
I know, that's what it sounded like.
Suddenly, a race car screams by the church.
Yeah, sorry, that is the dump truck going through the
Oh.
alley.
Oh, yeah, that's weird how they do kind of sound like that. They're not going very fast, but they have to rev freaking high to move that
Yeah,
dumpy.
plus the actual like lift part. All right, so looking possibly to acquire work to gain more funds. You want to go check out the docks, look for information, see if anyone has seen Blood Moon or her tail from them. Is there anything else the others want to?
Not that I can think of. I'll go with Crash. So, I'll
Okay.
stick with Crash.
Well, you could probably find work at the docks. It isn't a very business-oriented area. Hopefully, the filter is working for the chat.
Let's just hope it's not strength-based work.
Bookkeeping.
Yeah. Okay. So you head off towards the docks. I would say, nah, I'm not gonna make you roll to find your way. It's the direction of the ocean is easy enough to find. Here's looking at you, Anu. Yeah. So
Hey, it happened once, so I started making you roll every time just to see.
and I have fun with it, but yeah. For this, I'm not gonna make you roll. It's easy enough to see which direction the ocean is. So you head off towards the docks. Since it sounds like you want to hit the dock proper, you're going to go past the buildings to the actual piers, which is an interesting point and is a unique feature of this city. And I am excited that you guys decided to head this direction. So
The water's called to me.
you make your way past warehouses, leaving the church, headed to the familiar docks. As you get closer, you see wooden constructions, cranes, basically, sort of dotting the landscape or the horizon as you make your way past buildings and head towards the area of the docks. Yeah, that's what you hear. So
DM hired dock workers to just do stuff in the background.
yeah, hey, I got the budget for that. So you head to this area, and you Crash are familiar with docks. Actually, you would have seen Eagle Coast as part of your work up and down the Mulfaric. And you, Serena, would also know this. Eagle Coast is at the top of a cliff. So its docking station is a bit unique. The cranes that you see sort of hang out over the cliff itself, and they winch up these platforms. Some are smaller and obviously meant for people. Some are a bit more large and probably meant for cargo, because the piers themselves, the docks, are at the bottom of this cliff. So to get people and goods up and down from the warehouses to the actual ships, these cranes are used. And there's a couple of rather large ones that you take is probably meant for lifting the ships out of the water to dry docks up here on top of the cliff in the docks quarter.
The second I see this, Crash is just like hand on head, like like claps their foreheads, like, oh, no wonder I thought it started looking familiar. I've been here before. I just never been in the city itself until now.
Yeah, you've been at the base of the cliff. You've never made your way to the top. No reason.
Things be looking mighty familiar from down there if I was down there.
What'd you come over here for?
I do well. As I said, I made it my business to help people who are lost at sea, and of course, being on the coast here, sometimes we had to come this way as part of helping people get home or picking up information as to where we might be looking for some lost souls and such.
Well, mighty noble of you, chivalrous, nice. He's like, good job.
Mighty kind of you to say. I don't know. It's ever since that first time where I just so happened, I imagine by the guidance of Ethers, that I find some poor elven boy kicking his legs in the water like he was, okay, he's more trying to fly than he was swim, but yeah, ever since then, it's what I've been good at doing. And you see her for a moment, kind of like, after saying that, like, there's the thoughts of, her crew and what happened, just kind of stop her in her thoughts, and she just goes quiet for a bit. Just kind of stares down the cliff, like, at the water.
Easy enough. Yeah, it's calming. Like, once again, being back in the ocean and being able to smell the salt air, the ocean, the call of the gulls.
Yeah, as calming as it is, her left fist is clenched.
Yeah. Why don't y'all do either an investigation or a persuasion check to either look around or ask around a place where a tavern or some sort of place where you might be able to either get information or
Can I use my background as a sailor to maybe get, like, I don't know. It says it's for, like, getting a
free
passage on a ship and stuff like that,
but yeah, you as a sailor on docks would know where these sort of places would be, so you could have advantage on this.
yeah. 7. Double sevens.
One more, and you'd have the jackpot.
Oh wait, investigation. But that would be 5. I was trying
Well,
to just talk to
persuasion.
them, but
Yeah, persuasion is also.
yeah.
So, is Serena going to look or ask around?
Mm, she'll leave it to the others to do that. She's.
That's perfectly fine.
I think she might. Yeah, she might not even head this way. She might go to find some place for us to stay.
So you're gonna look for. You're gonna split off and look.
Yeah. Meet back at
Alrighty,
the temple, probably. She'll
okay.
say.
All right. Give me a minute to think.
Sombra better go with you.
Splitting the policy. I'll say for now we'll have Arlo and Sombra head off with you. They're currently absent. Have that happen. And all right, yeah.
Or 7, I imagine Crash starts talking to one sailor and then just starts exchanging stories and forgetting the
Yeah.
entire purpose of striking up conversation.
It was literally just like talking about your time at sea, just like ships you've rescued, and he talks about like ships he's been on and goods he's transported, and he's heard of you and your crew.
Oh no, it's like she goes up to one person, it's like, "Excuse me." It turns around and then she's like, "Oh, Billy Jones, is that you?"
Yeah, just getting to swapping stories. While this is going on, Miriam, you look around and being on the dock proper, you see a rather larger building where a lot more people are entering as opposed to goods, and you can get the sense that that's probably a tavern or watering.
I believe we have found where we can find employment. And I will tap Crash on the head with my staff. Like, let's go. Did you hear me?
What? Sorry, I.
Oh, my bad. I
Bonk
thought
on the
somebody else was
head.
talking.
Hey, I'm not using the magical bonk.
Yeah, you Crash, as you're exchanging stories, you get a light knock on the head with a wooden staff, and Miriam speaks into your mind that she found this.
Sorry, I was just my head started making a little poem. Oh, Billy Jones lost a bet of rolling bones. Out to sea, the drink to Crash dragged you home for a drink or 3.
Cute.
That is awesome. Like it. You have unlocked the ability to multi-class into bard.
No, I'm sorry. You take care of yourself. No more. Don't get lost at sea again, all right?
Don't worry. Old Billy Jones rarely goes out these days. I work the docks.
Well, maybe I'll see you in the. But I'm not sure which way we're going. But if I see you in a tavern sometime, maybe have a. I don't know. My train of thought's been lost there.
I see you in
keep
the
going on
tavern. The
again.
first round's on me. Thanks for saving my life.
Now that I hold you to, Billy. Sorry, you said you found something?
I point out the building where everybody's going in.
Yes.
All right, that certainly does look like the place. So I haven't seen him since I dragged his ass out the sea.
That's fair. Let us be off.
So you enter the tavern and stop that. Because unfortunately I don't have tavern music. I wish I did. But you hear immediately upon entering some some string instruments being played, some cheers and calls, and a lot of sailors blowing off steam from a long time at sea. Something you relate to very well, Crash.
Blowing off steam as in...
Drinking,
I'll
There's,
just drink. Okay.
playing.
there's drinking. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah, Crash steps in, takes a big old inhale. Like,
6. Yeah,
I
you look
smell
around.
booze.
That booze is there and ready.
It sure smells like alcohol.
Um, yeah, so you see upon entering, there's a lot of circular tables in the center. Um, a long bar runs along the right side, and this is actually a two-story building with a staircase and sort of wraparound patio type situation to where like you have the balcony up on the upper floor that wraps around the complete upper side, so you have like almost a hole in the center of the second floor. Uh, Peering up, it looks like those are separate rooms up top. Um, and then you have a large, like, of course, the bar on the right side, tables filling most of the other space, though the back half, or third, I'd say, of the room appears to be sectioned off as possibly a kitchen slash storeroom. At the counter, you see a a halfling woman, uh, basically moving and pouring drinks. It's just like a twice on that.
No, keep going. It's fine. I'm still here.
But yeah, so that's so it's a halfling woman, um, sort of sandy brown hair, done into a sort of a high ponytail, uh, wearing a white, almost ruffled shirt and a red, sort of like poofy pants, and a gold necklace across the throat. Maybe 3 or 4 bangle bracelets on the left arm, and a couple rings on the right hand as she goes and jumps around and fills or at the bar.
Alright, so, what are we asking about first?
Uh, well, I suppose the more important, or I don't know. It, uh, I just forgot all words.
It happens to me all the time. Do not worry yourself about it. It happens to me all the time.
Oh no, I'm becoming like you. Uh,
You're smarter than that.
I sure hope. Uh, sorry. I guess the main thing is asking where, uh, if they've seen a guy who looks like Blood Moon anywhere. Not that I think they will, but I think you should probably lead with that. And then if you're looking for some work, chase it with that.
You
Is that what
bring
we're
up a
doing here?
very,
Just
you bring up a very good point, and Crash is gonna now look around and see if Blood Moon's like in here.
I'll help.
Hey, roll me another perception check. Do you guys want to roll separately or have Crash roll an advantage?
I want to do mine separate.
Okay. Well, go ahead and roll me perception.
Wow, the dice hate everyone today.
Yeah, the dice
Well,
are just not great.
Oh, there you go, 15. Wow.
Yeah, it's my best one yet.
Crash, you
I
scan
lost
the
internet
room.
there for a second.
What was that, Tex?
I lost internet for a second there. Walk in, you talked about the little gypsy halfling, and then bam, I lost it.
So basically, at this moment, Crash and Lee are like, okay, so what are we doing here? We'll ask about Blood Moon and then ask if anyone's looking for work. And then Crash is looking around to see if Blood Moon might be in the room. So if you want, you can roll a perception check. You would know what he looks like because you have the actual that Mariette showed him. But another 15. Nice. Crash, you look around, but that booze smells really nice. I mean, you don't see anybody that's big enough to be Blood Moon. So it's probably fine. Lee and
Crash just
Mira,
starts walking towards the bar as the other two keep looking.
yeah, you give a more thorough scan, like looking into the darker corners, and checking out where people might be a little more tucked away, and you confirm, okay, I don't see anyone that matches the description of Blood Moon, or even the description of what he was disguised as in Sylvander. Confirm. He is not in the building that you know. Not on the first floor. Crash.
How busy is the bar here? Is there like just like,
The way that
does
you
she have to shoulder her way in? Like,
yeah, you have to kind of shoulder. The reason you found this place is because you guys followed in a large group coming off of a ship. Basically, like, oh, there's a bunch of people going to that building, and there's not like goods, so this is a warehouse. Has to be something. You guys, so you have to sort of like shoulder your way to the bar itself, pushing people aside. But they're lighthearted about it. They've been out at sea, and they're finally back in a place of revelry. And you can lean up against the bar, and you see the halfling woman jumping around. Oh yeah, I'll be right with you.
there ain't no rush there. It's been a while since I've been in a proper near. Wait, hold on. That's I'm trying to think. I've been in a tavern that still smells like the old ships. I don't know the smell of grog anywhere.
Oh, and we got proper grog here if that's what you be wanting. She fills a couple of her current orders and moves over. You see that she actually is jumping from like stool to stool behind the bar because as a halfling she's shorter, so she's standing on like a bar stool that's on her side. But to move about the bar, she's leaping nimbly from one to the other. Uh, she moves, so she hops over to her section. So, what can I be getting you?
Hop in, little acrobatic show as well as drinks.
Yeah. Hey, good bartenders know how to put on a show for them tips.
What I be wanting is, well, I suppose one glog won't hurt. But me and my friends there, the ones bit towards the door there, we'll, I'm sure that everyone here has been made aware of Blood Moon by now.
You say that, her face just sort of like, and a couple of the sailors who are around you and name definitely start talking like, it's like, like the gist is definitely, oh, Blood Moon, that fucking asshole.
I hear a lot of rumbling around. Any of you lost any goods or friends to this asshole?
A couple of them talk to each other a basic, well, have you heard anything about anyone? Like, my ship hasn't been hit yet, but we've been lucky so far. He hasn't been seen plundering recently. Someone does speak up, and this one is a half elf, much like but much older. Yeah, I'm the navigator for the Mermaid's Tale, and our ship was raided back south here about 2-3 weeks ago, I'd say.
Does she still sail?
She's limping and currently up resting and getting repairs. But got lucky and escaped out with most of our lives and the ship itself intact. He wants me to play with him.
That sounds like you were luckier than most, but maybe he just wanted you to spread his name around. I happen to know on good authority that he was recently inland. Not just a few days ago. To the west from here. Anyone managed to perhaps see, anyone may have noticed his ship moored at some place that, a ne'er-do-well may try and dock without being noticed.
There's some talk. Of
If you're wondering, my name's Clash, and I'm after this asshole. And I got a lot of names that need to be repaid. And she just puts the club of grudges on the bar. If anyone needs to add any, go right ahead.
the men talk, and women, because all the sailors are male. And the same half elf. Well, funny thing, I'm a bit, as a navigator, I keep track of a lot of things, and as I said, we were attacked down south. There's been a bank of fog that's been sitting off the southern point for a while. A lot of people steering clear of it, and you, Crash, know that fog is superstitious. And people avoid it. One, for not being able to see other ships within it if it's thick and ramming into each other and sinking, and others the superstitious of people being spirited away on deck, passing through the fog and out the other side, light a few crew members. Roll me a history check.
Wait, okay, I will do that, but I have something that he wants to do. 16, nice.
Okay. What do you think? Fog. Fog that day. Day when everything happened. You had sailed into it as your captain. Superstition be damned, there were lives to be saved. Remember the fog.
Did it happen to be hanging in where perhaps it should not be, but as if it was something that was just simply put there for the rest of the surroundings? It did not seem it would fit.
I
Kind of like this. And she dips her finger in the grog, puts it in her mouth, and uses that moisture to just blow out a fog cloud using her native ability to cast fog cloud once per day.
nice. Yeah. Um, right and natural it was. The ship came out of the fog, looked kraken. Oh, the man shudders.
It's like the
This-
second he says the hook Kraken, Crash just spits on the floor. Like it's just like
Yeah. He spits along, like he does the shudder, but a couple of other men spit as well. I would say with that, Lee, Miriam, and Craft, all of you could roll Arcana. I mean, you're pretty much on the right track there, Crash. It's a pretty low DC.
You see that?
But I'm taking into account Crash here.
Oh, am I rolling?
Yes, in Arcana. You're pretty much on the right track, but I just want to see, like, yeah. So all of you get it.
I'm making assumptions.
Yeah. Especially with how you cast a fog cloud. Yes. The superstition, your own experience, and the unnatural fog hanging south that the Kraken came out of, and the fact that he's managed to evade detection so far, it's probable and highly possible he's got some sort of mage that is working fog magic and other such illusions, whether to help hide them, and that they probably attack from the fog. So
The day my
unnatural
ship was
fog.
attacked, the fog rolled in as well.
Well, we were
My
your ship.
captain was not one to put superstitions before the lives of those that we are trying to save, and unfortunately that led us right into the line of his guns. No goods, no quality, no quality. Nothing that would benefit him. Nothing to take, no profit to be made. But he fired on us all the same.
Blood Moon gets his name from bloody mess he leaves in his way. We think of
Unfortunately for Blood Moon, he did not bet on one thing. He may not have met a Triton directly before, as he left me to drown like some kind of idiot.
the man, the navigator, reasons out. You said you saw him inland about a week ago. Maybe the reason our ship survived is he wasn't on board to make sure the job was finished proper.
Given
Yeah.
the times we both left, Lee,
Yes, Crash?
yeah, you were about to say something.
Oh, that was me. I was thinking,
Oh, that was you. Okay.
yeah, like the distance from the south to getting to Philvander, like how long would that take? So these guys were attacked like 2 to 3 weeks ago. We
Yes.
just saw Blood Moon a few days ago, pretty
Yeah.
much.
About 4 or 5 days ago. So the man said that their ship was attacked towards the southern point of the peninsula,
Right.
which is a significantly longer distance on land if that's where Blood Moon traveling via his cart. And you guys sort of pushed your horses to get to Eagle.
Okay.
You're a smart guy, and you can make reasonable assumptions, especially given certain information you have. That logistically speaking, okay, they say this went this way, and we didn't see Blood Moon. He probably, once he got past the mountain range, turned south towards Maplegrave and the peninsula point. And he probably would have been traveling at a moderate pace, maybe a little faster than usual, but not too fast as to draw unwanted attention. Just a moment here.
You're much better with the. Wait, who's with me right now? Yeah. Lee, Miriam. You're much better with these numbers. Given that how quickly we got here, how many days do you think it might be till the Blood Moon gets back to his damned ship?
Oh, let me wait on God for a sec.
On God?
So yeah, roll me either in intelligence or a wisdom check. So either survival or either a survival check or straight intelligence.
Okay, I'll do intelligence. 16.
That was for
Ooh.
Lee specifically, Miram.
Well, she said Lee and Miram.
Yeah, Crash was asking both of them.
All right. So Lee, you know the roads. You've been around to the different towns and such. So, and as a noble, you've seen maps of the peninsula, and you can gauge. Okay, well, it took us this long to travel this far. Given the peninsula point is this far, given wagon X equals Y, it would probably take a couple weeks to reach that far on land, going by the road. Miram, you've never seen a map, so you have a vague idea of the peninsula. But for your survival, horses need to rest. And given that, especially since it sounds like this fog was hanging around, they're probably anchored in one place. So given how far a horse can travel, you come to about the same conclusion. Like given, okay, how far can they be pushed? So you're looking at it more from like the animal angle, where Lee was like going distance. But you get about the same guess. So 2 weeks. So he'd probably be about another week or so before he hits his ship. Which, if you three want, you can each roll me an intelligence check to see if you might guesstimate where on the in Lormentus he might be based off of those high rolls.
Straight up intelligence check.
Yeah, this is definitely intelligent.
2.
I also rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2 plus 3. She rolled a 4 minus 2. So, Miram coming in clutch. So you live down around Silver Point in the forest. You know that there is, of course, some major roads because the individuals that you traded with tended to ply their trade using those roads. Either, given that he was in Philvander, with a disguise, of course, the two choices are he either took a bit longer and went through the Blackbriar Woods and is probably camping on the edges of it, or he's trusting in his disguise and would be roughly in about Maple Grave at this point in time, if not getting ready to leave.
He would either be at this moment Maple Grave or around the outskirts of the Blackbriar Woods.
You know that both those options would depend on how cautious and or cocky he is. Maple Grave would be the more cocky option, with the horse being the more cautious.
So what I'm hearing right now is that this big old blowfish is currently without his ship, transporting a bunch of goods back to his ship by land. How long of a journey would it be on a ship, say, to go find that location again where you saw the fog?
By ship, I think.
Yeah, she's asking the navigator.
Yes, I'm thinking logistically speaking.
Yeah.
So going by ship would be faster than by land because you got a straight shot, opposed to going over by land. Plus, by rotating out who's on board, you can sail essentially through the night, or you have to stop. Okay. So, crunching numbers, it would probably take him another week, 3 days, or yeah, another week to get there, because a week within this realm is 9 days long. So it would take him a full 9 days to from Maple Grave to roughly where you best postulate where his ship might be anchored. And a ship to make that distance, if it left now, fully ready, crewed, and supplied for the journey, could probably make that same distance in 6 or 7, depending on fair winds. Probably cut that down to 5 if you have some that can manipulate magically reach the ship. So it would probably reach there a full 3 to 4 days for him.
No, I know from wait, sorry, no, sorry. I should let Miriam or Lee actually tell me things rather than going directly from you telling us. Sorry.
So this is what you would get, Miriam. Or well, that's you as a say. So this is the navigator explaining. This is well, the coast 5, 6 days with a good wind.
So we would possibly get there 3 to 4 days ahead of him.
Traveling by land, sticking to proper routes, not pushing too hard, not anticipating any trouble, probably. So as we ruminate on that, we're actually going to pause and take our break here, half the time.
Oh, yep.
And when we come back, we're actually going to jump over Sirena and Sombra to make sure that they have some stuff to do.
Noted.
And maybe Arlo will join us by that time. I hope they feel better, though. They got to take care of themselves first.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We will now take our break. See you back in about 10 Welcome back, everyone. We pull back the curtain now that our staff have gotten themselves freshened up. The party has returned. So, as we pull back, as Crash gets ready to rally a lynch mob to head south towards where the hooked kraken might be, we turn our heads to the other half of the party, Arlo, Sombra, and Sirena, as they search for a place to stay. So, I would say you're looking for a place. You left the temple while the others went to the docks. Do you have a specific place in mind? I know you questioned me specifically in regards to some stuff, Serena. Did you want to look in Woduck Square, Twilight Road, search more around Loraft District?
I'll bring Sombra and Arlo down near the southern section of the wall.
So going down to the Twilight Road. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say you guys, just like what the others did, can roll me either an investigation check or a persuasion check to either look or ask around to find a place that would offer lodging.
Okie dokie.
Okie-dokie.
What are you doing, you stupid little kid? Even think about it.
That's low for me. 13.
And a 5. I will roll for Arlo.
Well, is it a 5? That was Lee's intelligence check. Oh, it's a 5. Okay. I didn't look in the thing yet. It's also a 5.
I got a 17.
17. And then I will.
Right.
Arlo run around excitedly. This question. And 18. So Sombra and Arlo, a couple of small boys. All right, hold on.
Cat.
Kitty jail. Jail.
Kitty jail, kitty jail, kitty jail.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everyone. My cat is knocking things off my case into his litter box. Disgusting. All right. So, Arlo and Sombra asking around a couple small boys, very different in countenance, where Sombra's reserved and inquisitive. Arlo is just sort of like outgoing, chatty. So, looking specifically in the Twilight Road area, you are able to basically find. You have a couple options depending on which affordable one. Have a moderately priced place that would probably be about 8, but you guys could probably double up. Of another cheaper place that is outside the wall, that is about 3 silver, smaller, but you could still get probably about 2 rooms, or like 2 people a room, and it would definitely be cheaper. but it is, it is definitely a more rundown space.
I mean, I'd go with the cheap one. And also because, like, I'm the small one, so I don't mind a small room.
Yes, cheaper probably the better.
If you like
I
to go.
apologize for getting you all used to soft beds.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Either way, I'm used to sleeping on any bed. I mean, I slept on the floor once. Well, multiple
Oh, I
times.
can't
But
have that.
no,
Hopefully they'll at least have some beds.
I'm sure. So, cheap one?
Yes.
Very well.
You have that. Oh, no. I have things planned for possibility. So that's going. That going there is. Okay. So you did. So you got the place. So you head over to the, leaving the wall, to head into. This place isn't quite a shanty town, like of tents and fabricated. Some of them are proper buildings. Definitely not the best standard, like what's inside the wall, but not going to fall down in the store. The place that you end up finding is known as the Brass Bull.
Hmm.
Is a moderate wood establishment. 2 floors, though small in its square footage. It does make the most as.
Does look rather quaint, but manageable, I suppose.
Hey, yo.
Looks great to me. I'm fine with it.
Different perspectives. Yes.
I mean, yeah, you're used to other rich things, so yeah, no, I apologize for like.
No, it's fine. I'm the less common one.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if you like, I could clean up the room in case.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I can do some things.
Okay.
So, okay, are we getting? How many rooms are we getting? I suppose is the question.
Question. Do you want to
We
get?
could.
So you're looking at the rooms. You can probably fit. Get 3 rooms now. Getting that situation, I can see if I want that.
Okay. Yeah, I think 3 rooms is good. Just who to go with who, really.
Okay.
Yes.
They said it was silver, 9 silver for the.
I'll round it up to a gold.
All right. Give them a tip.
Yeah.
The goblin woman establishment bites the gold. Thank you kindly. Rooms will be ready when it to return.
Thank you very kindly.
Of course. of course. She's definitely looking down in your fancy clothes.
I must stand next to you just in case of anything crazy happens.
Thank you. We'll be returning later with others, but I advise against any. She loses her train of thought. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Sorry.
No, it's
Whatever
fine.
you say. Whatever you as you leave, checking the by biting it, tucking it away.
Eesh.
But that scene was definitely a lot shorter. So talks. But like I'm
We
chipping.
could. No, it's fine. It's fine. I already had my screen time, on my own. But if Sombra, if you want to do something, if we want to go like looking around for stuff.
Is there like what's it called? Like a little store for me to buy food or something?
Buy rations? Yeah, there's a general.
All right.
So you would go.
I guess I hope there.
Yeah. So going north into the craft district, you head into what is basically known as the
Oh.
is a large open market, various stall shops. Your your father, Serena, after he like Eagle Coast has always been no construction, but your father being a merchant definitely opened up a lot of space to so the biggest market, which is about 5 times the size, or even 10 times the size of that, is in Duck Square, and that is for the more scale goods, which construction, but also caters to various other so large scale stuff. This is generally for novelty household rations. Going down the bazaar, you see a host of people. You see a dwarf sailing, dressed in a brown apron with leather gloves. As he's got barrels that he is selling, not like barrels of anything, just barrels, as an actual container. You see shopkeeps. A gnome has grilled meat skewer. She has in selling as a snack or lunch. Her red, fiery hair, curly and like half tamed by a band. And even the people you see in the square itself, or the bazaar, is massively diverse. You see a couple of kids that look probably like they're from the outside the walls, eyeing people up, looking around. They're chatting, looking at stuff, but they're keeping their eyes around. Probably be good to keep an eye on pockets. You see working men, dwarves, and humans coming from the docks as they peruse what they need for their next journey. See higher class individuals. See like an elven family, woman in a straw sun hat, the man, the husband wearing a leaf green, almost bowler hat, and their young, probably 6 or 7 year old daughter, with chestnut brown hair tied back in a bright red ribbon, as they look through stalls at snacks and foods. They stop by the skewer stand and look to probably get a nice traveling snack.
You think I could buy them some food for them? I was thinking of buying one my own self.
Want to buy food for yourself and for the family?
Yep.
Okay. So the skewers would count as food for like a snack for the day, but it wouldn't count as rations for traveling. But yeah, you can do that. I'd say it's cheap, like 2 copper a skewer. And by the way, Crash, that's about what your grog would have, because we kind of went
Hmm?
straight into the blend talk without like, oh, here's your grog.
Yeah, like yeah, that's what it like. She literally like hasn't really touched the grog. She just got into the talking.
Yeah.
Apart from the time she literally touched the grog to make a fuck.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, so it's about 2 copper per skewer.
oh, then yeah, I don't mind getting it for them.
So a skewer each, and then one for yourself. That's 4 skewers, 8 copper. If you want to get one Arlo, I imagine Arlo.
I imagine too.
So that'd be a silver.
All silver. All right.
Yeah, because
Mm.
5 people, 2 copper each, 10 copper, which is about to a.
I'll dig out and purchase it. I'll buy it. Buy it for the whole group.
Yeah, the mother and father thank you, and the little smiles. Thank you, mister. She's definitely like behind her father because your mask is definitely not something she's used to. But
Oh, that's fair.
yeah, she
Well,
thank you.
well, it's my pleasure. I give a little bow.
She giggles. So it's easy enough in the bar to find a place that would sell rations. Rations. No, we've done,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah, it's adventuring gear.
yeah, I see. Rations. So for a single day of rations, about 2 pounds, it's 5 silver. I think you have some starting ration, but
I
check because most everyone.
Yeah, like I've got 7 remaining.
Yeah, you've got 10 rations.
oh. I, I guess the snacks would be just fine then.
So you sort of head into the general goods store proper, as things like the dried rations, beef jerky, meal mix. There's ropes and various other equipment that would be travel.
I kind of have an idea, but I don't know if it's allowed. Question mark.
The idea, and we'll find out.
I was thinking of crafting a weapon, if that's possible.
It is with the right tool. I don't think you have that.
Because you did mention about the rope.
There's rope. What exactly are you trying to make?
Kind of like a grapple hook to like climb things.
Well, that's an actual thing. So the grappling hook and a grappling hook.
Okay.
And rope, hempen rope. 50 feet of hempen is 1 gold.
If you started with an explorer's kit, you should have rope.
Yeah, you have ready, so just buy the.
Okay.
You actually also have
Mm.
like some climbing stuff and a hammer.
Could it be possible to attach like a dagger at the end of it and do the scorpion,
Start thing. I
Ooh.
look at something here. That might be a weapon here. Was in like
Yeah, I'm curious if it's actual weapon. If not, then craft it or something. Even if you made it, you wouldn't be proficient in it, though.
yeah.
It'd be an improvised weapon.
It definitely would be an improvised weapon. I'd probably have to make the stats for it, and that would be, and some of that would depend how
well crafted it was.
Yeah, definitely. And mortar. There's a whip.
Hmm.
So whip, what I mean, I could probably work it out as some like improv whip, like using a whip and modifying the stats. I wouldn't have an incredible long reach
Hmm.
again because having to. Yeah, you've got 50 rope.
Yeah.
So what you're thinking of is depending on how crafty you manage to get with it. But I would have to work out the stats and
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I'd pass on that for now.
do you still want to get the grappling hook?
Why not? I guess I'll take it.
That will cost you.
To be fair, if you're
Oh.
thinking of a weapon to try and pull things closer, a grappling hook is straight up already a pointed edged weapon. Like,
Unfortunately, it looks like
dang, I'm poor.
but that's why
well.
the others are kind of looking for it.
Well, I guess I'd pass on the weapon things.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, again, your Eldritch Blast, I think you grabbed the ability. It's closer, and it has a longer range than whatever you would have crafted.
True. I mean, piercing damage and such. Oh, I thought you took the dark vision.
You get 2 at second level. So
Oh, nice.
He took the dark vision and I think it's Armed Hadar, which is last you can't get.
Grasp of Hadar. Arms of Hadar is the spell.
Well, Hadar is there. Yeah.
It's some kind of a Hadar.
Yeah. Token Hadar.
Hadar can.
So that's that. So you pass on that. Is there anything? Arlo is a little. Back later. And you little. Red's not here to advocate.
Kitty jail. Kitty jail. I am also
Baby
here
jail.
now. Baby
Kitty jail.
Kitty jail. That's not the first time.
So
Time for jail.
or anything.
Hmm?
Sierra.
Not really. No, not from this place.
With guys exit. This is gonna happen because it's kind of a thing that I had said would happen. Sirena, Sombra, and Arlo will perception.
Alrighty. I got 19.
Uh, yep.
I just didn't hear what the roll was, so I was having to look in
Oh, it
the
was perception.
in the
Right.
yeah in the log.
My apologies. My best to. Okay. Right. So, it's you guys step out and nice day. Sombra. It's actually fitting that you're this.
Oh,
You know, that family that you bought the skewer.
um,
Yeah.
oh no.
You see them up the way. They've gone a couple shops, and at first you're kind of like, okay, yeah, they're nice. But something strikes you. Something's wrong.
Oh, oh no.
What's wrong? Like, what is wrong with the picture you're seeing?
Eh?
Think of it for a moment. Place it. Crown of her hat. Green of his little red ribbon. And
Sure.
as that thought comes to your head, you see the mother turn back and look down to the daughter, and then stop and look around. Rena? Rena, where are you? Rena! Start to call out and grab her husband's
Oh, oh no. The little girl went missing. Oh no.
That sounds weird.
I guess this turned into a search party.
So what do? Do you approach the parents? Do you immediately
Yeah, I go up to the parents and like ask them when was the last time they saw her or something.
Well, she was just behind us after we had the food. We out the and the woman's kind of beside herself. And right, we saw her just moments ago. Hasn't been long. She couldn't have gotten far. He's speaking to you, but you can tell his not fine as he's
Mm-hmm.
looking around for his daughter.
Okay, what was the last location you guys were before you guys checked on her?
Yeah, like and
Right.
the bazaar itself is fairly large. Again, this is so you're probably like 3 stalls down from skewer.
I see. Hmm. what's your little girl's name so we could help you look for her?
Renna. Her name's Renna.
Renna. Got it.
R-E.
Gotcha, Renna. Are there any? How tall are the buildings, or is there any buildings around?
So
there'll be a lot of buildings.
yeah, there are a lot of buildings.
It's a city of architecture.
Okay, how
This
tall are the
particular
buildings?
space is a little more of a square, and you have like the standard stall, which have like the canopy tops, but behind proppers. Some of them are 1 story, some of them are 2. And this is definitely again a city of architecture. The building here with finally made.
I see. Can I parkour my way up so I can get a better location to look for her?
Roll me an acrobatics check. See how well you parkour. 19, yeah. So
19.
you run over to a stall and sort of use poles to vault up 1 story. Then from there, use that as a staging platform, jump, and self to the. Go ahead and roll me a perception check with it.
Got it.
Anticipating. That's a 5, so roll again because you have advantage.
Oh,
Getting
okay.
a higher vantage.
I'll send Lizzie up with Sombra
If you
so
want,
they
Lizzie.
can get a look too.
Yeah, Lizzie has a climbing speed, so she can get up there a lot without needing.
Does she? I'm not sure.
I know we used stats for her.
I'm pretty sure they just have a 30-foot walking speed, but I can like just have
Here's the thing.
her ride on Sombra.
Pandas climb.
That's what I'm thinking.
Red pandas
Oh,
climb.
true.
So
Red
I'm
pandas climb.
DM saying
True.
since you have a red panda familiar.
True. Yeah, it's not a weasel. Yeah. True. Okay.
I got 8, by the way.
Yeah,
I
so she
guess
doesn't
all
have
perception.
climb speed, but I'll say that Z has a climb.
I don't know what her wisdom is, but I'm gonna roll a d20, and we can modify that.
Her perception is a +3. She is proficient in it.
So 22 total.
She looks around, and actually, that's Lizzie's looking around. Lizzie's, she's not the smartest, but you told her what she needs. And she's like, you're in your mind, Ribbon. She does one paw goes out, she points towards Allie.
There. All right.
Okay, let's go.
Right, you climb back down. I'll say you don't falling ass at 19.
I just fall right through it.
You head to an alley, and you see a grate, like a circular metal grate, in like the center of the back alley, and stuck between the grate and the stonework street.
Oh
this
no.
Is...
Roll me X.
Okay.
Straight intelligence.
Okay. Oh, this is bad. I have 12. Yeah, it's the same,
18.
probably.
I got 18.
I would say actually you're a little more. Think. Great. kids, like the great, they went in Sombra, having dealt. She didn't go down there.
She was taken.
I don't know.
I am jumping down there. I am.
All right, roll me an
I am.
athletics check to.
I'll help out since I have strength.
Okay.
I'll
So either 6 or
12.
At 3.
okay. You pull and pull. Unfortunately, you just missed the DC, which
No.
hear a marching or a sound of armor behind you. You turn. Sirena, you recognize guards, talons.
Ah, I'll stand up straight and just give them a slight bow. Good for you to have come.
We've heard a child had gone missing.
We found this evidence, this ribbon. It seems they were taken down this grate.
City guards look at each other. One of them mutters, mutters.
Oh, I imagine that's what Captain Nilthorn called my mother about then.
The guards turn and they look. Lady Bluedrop. Yes, yes.
Oh, sorry, it is quite shady in this alley. Yes.
Could not.
All dancing lights.
I know. Wished to speak to the Lord Bluedrop about. Yes. I believe he conveyed that.
Quite. I figured as much. It would be only something so urgent. I believe I can. Me and my group can handle this.
Of course. We will. Surroundings and children have.
Yes. I'll have someone keep that family calm as well.
Of course, my lady. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you want to send one of the guards behind the rest of your take just somber?
I want to have everyone there, so we get to me out of game. I want everyone to be there to have some fun time fighting something or doing something. So I'll have someone. The rest of my troop that I brought back to the manor the other day are at the port, and we said that we would meet back up at the main temple. So send someone there to bring them here.
Of course, my lady. Would you give me a description so I know who I'm looking for?
Well, there are. Well, actually, just are you familiar with Lord Sexton?
Of course. And it's probably
He will be with them.
Of course. And he turns and expected you to find early. Stuff like you did.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll do that instead.
Yeah. So the fastest man runs off. Check. How fast he can find you. He does have description.
Oh, please be high. All
Have your
right.
As a guard would be Garner. So rolling with advantage. Come on, guard. Okay.
Yeah.
You said that they had gone to the docks and you were back at the time. Doesn't know how actually going to take a route docks to actually close the dock district.
Okay.
So he cuts around and is able to find you the rest of the party. Crash, as you're talking, so about the time that this is, you're like figuring out, okay, this is how long it would take to get down there. A guard bursts in, a wood elf, yeah, such a name, bursts into around. He sees you, and he runs over. Lord Sexton.
Oh, okay. I had a lot more to say, but okay.
Oh, sorry. There was hate speech happening.
Well, yeah, no, we paused at a moment, but I guess
Well,
if he
because
runs in,
this was
then he
all
runs
happening
in. Yeah,
simultaneously, and about the time
yeah.
that you were getting into,
Okay.
so you sorry,
That's okay. And that's how it happens.
it was originally a thing that was
Yeah,
planned for the whole party to be together when it happened.
yeah.
So V,
Yeah.
go ahead. No, I will not.
All right. So, yeah, she's just had that brief pause for thought as like figuring out like the times and stuff. That's when the barkeep would like be like, by the way, it's 2 copper for the grog or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then because she's kind of like getting in this mood, like around sailors and stuff, she just slaps a gold on the bar and just says, "Nah, get the boys some grog. Just keep it flowing for as long as that'll make it." And then, yeah, and as much it sort of inhales to continue talking, and then bang, grog comes in. So it's like,
So V, this guard looks around and sees Lord Sexton.
E?
V, you with us?
V.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My mic was muted. I didn't realize it.
Oh no.
I was talking, but
Oh no.
my bad. Anyway, he just says, "What's wrong?"
Lady Bluedrop has sent a message. A child has gone to the Craft District Bazaar. She has sent word that you are post haste.
All right, I'll gather him up. Where did you say that was again? The bazaar?
The Loraf City Lower Bazaar. Yes, I can show you the way.
All right. Crash, Miriam. Miriam? Sorry. My bad.
Mirroring.
Miriam. Miriam? No, I'm kidding.
it's a southern accent.
Miriam, we got an issue. We gotta get out of here.
Crash, as literally at this point, this is the first time she's actually had managed to pick up the grog and take a drink, and she's like, "Nah."
Chug it.
The
If you say so. Click, 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 click.
yeah, it's
Chugged it, slams it down.
no need for a constitution. The
Yeah.
the navigator of the Mermaid's Tale says, "We'll get to work on ship together. Crew to head down south. Not many want to tangle with them."
Let me ask all of you in here right now. How many of you have ships that are bearing cannons?
They all look at each other. Murmurs and no one like looking. Cannons? I don't have cannons. Do you have cannons?
How many of you may have something that may be good at launching, say, I don't know, a good few kegs of black powder?
Got 'em. a lot of ships use catapults for eggs. I'd say most.
I might not be the brightest person around here, but if we got a couple of days for us to prep and leave to try and get to their ship before Blood Moon gets back, well, I say we make every damn effort we can to make sure he gets back to a flaming wreck at the bottom of the damn sea.
Roll me a persuasion check. I'll say with advantage.
Yeah, as drinks are
This
being
time,
like handed
Miriam-
out.
All this time, Miriam heard child in danger, so she's trying to drag Crash, but since she's got a 6 in strength,
Nat 20.
Natural 20. And as you
Natural
say
20,
that,
what?
you see a dwarf slam down his mug and stand on one of the tables. I be saying she's right, man. What kind of men of the sea would we be able to call ourselves if we let some bloody coward who ain't even on his ship scare us away? We'll take our due, our pound of flesh.
And what's one pilot versus all of those with traveling with under the good graces of Etis?
A child is
There-
missing.
There is just a loud "Yeah!" As
No.
Lee and Miriam grab you and start to drag you towards the door.
No, Crash is like saying this as she's like walking towards the door. Like she's chugged the drink and she's kind of like saying it
Yeah.
like as the door.
Okay, yeah, you start walking towards the door, and you hit the door, and the guard's like, "Follow me." And he
It sounds like somebody's messing with some children in town, so I need to go crack some faces. I'll be back in the morning, lads. And let's give him a right good show. And she's is out.
The guard takes off. He's a little bit faster with you guys, but he is so that you guys are able. And you guys return. We return for a bazaar. The alleyway, the guard leading friends, Crash, Mira, and the alley. The guards have since, through their combined efforts, taken. Guys, reunite.
I was about to say, if that grate's not moved already, Crash is like pumped up on it. She'd be in there just like one hand. Chink.
It was
Hey,
basically
I'm a small boy.
the guards were able to
Yeah.
fetched.
Now I heard something about a missing child.
Miriam will ask the guard for the ribbon to hold on to.
Serena, would you say the fact that the there because they would have great, and Miriam would
Mm.
consider that important.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Well, how would you bring your party comes
Yeah.
goes up? Great's been. Hey, I hear a child's been missing. How do you convey the?
Well, the the they I convey it. I don't know. I don't have the energy for this right now.
Do you mention the fact that it's been a few kids been going the past few days, kids missing,
Yeah.
been taken, sewer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I mean,
I'll take
yeah.
Serena's no nonsense.
Yeah.
She conveys that they've been going missing. A kid was kidnapped from the spot, and they're able to. That this was the spot she was trapped with. That it's already been probably for running speed, probably close to 10 or exactly that she's.
Question I have is wolf or mastiff? Probably wolf.
What was that?
I will say aloud, I can turn into a wolf and track her with smell. Should we
Please.
get
You're
Just-
thinking you want to rely on your nose in a sewer, lass.
Do what you will, though.
If you choose to make use of that option, the guard will hand it because you have people of
Yep.
have that. Guys, descend.
Yep.
Yes, I am.
Descend
Yeah.
into the sewer, down into the depths, searching. His parents side with one of at least 3 missing.
Mhm.
Faithful hound inside to track. Actually, gonna. I think this is something I want. You guys are fine.
Yeah. That sounds good, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
Also, if there's combat, it would be good for them to be
Yeah.
involved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to come early as I can next week, if it's possible.
Yeah.
If you plan to be late, we can always delay a little. It's not too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see, depending on the schedule.
Yeah, just let me know in advance, and we can either delay or.
And I'll try
You
to
know,
share my screen next week for you so you can see the combat screen.
Mhm.
Well, everyone, with that, as the party descends into darkness, we close our meeting once.
Oh, that's